Welcome to lesson 1 of the Guitarist Toolkit. My name is Chris Amadeo, and today I'm going to be showing you what most people would consider the essential notes on the fretboard. So we're going to be focusing on the notes from C major and G major, which are two of the most common keys when you're starting to learn guitar. So first, I think it'd be helpful to cover the actual notes of the musical alphabet. Those notes are as follows: A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and back to A. So you'll notice there are two places where there is no sharp, there's no notes in between. Those notes are B and C, and also E and F. And this is really easy to see when you look at a piano keyboard. Because it's laid out in a linear plane, it's very easy to kind of see those distance of the notes, and I do think it's a little bit harder to do on the guitar. So first, why don't we just break down the dots on the 6th string. Now the 6th string is the string here that's closest to us, the string that's lowest in pitch, our low E. And we can start there. Now let's talk about the dots. So if we start here with the E, our 3rd fret is the note G, right? And we can do this slowly by going through each fret. E, open, F, F sharp, G, right? So that's an easy way to kind of check yourself. It is slow to do that, but that's totally a fine way to start at the beginning. Let's keep moving through. We'll focus on 3, 5, 7, 9 now. G, 3rd fret. A, 5th fret. B, 7th fret. C sharp, 9th fret. This one sounds funky because it's not playing well with the scale, right, against E. And finally, our 12th fret is the same thing, it's just an octave. So it's important to understand that your 12th fret is essentially like your nut. The guitar completely repeats itself at the 12th fret. Open, that's an E. 12th fret, that's an E as well. And you'll be able to find those same pitches in different places. Again, that is why it can be difficult for guitar players to read, because they're not always sure like where to start those pitches. So let's do that in time. We're just going to play the dots going from open to the 12th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, open, G, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, B, 2, 3, 4, C sharp, 2, 3, 4, and E, 2, 3, 4. Now this is a great place to start because you want to try to get there and think about the note. You should definitely say it out loud so that it really starts to get ingrained in there. G, A, B, C sharp, E. The faster you can do that, the faster you'll start to be able to understand the fretboard a little bit easier. So next, let's talk about some other notes that are in between the dots that are really important to use. I want to mention the 2nd fret first. That is the note F sharp. Now that is essential when playing in the key of G. So when you have G, C, and D, that F sharp is part of the D chord. It also is part of your G major. So that's really important. The other note that's really important, 2 of them actually, is the 8th fret. That's the note C. Right, so that's really important. The note C sharp on the 9th fret, we're not even going to use that at first, you know, like when playing in the key of G and C. So it's really important to be able to kind of go in between the dots. So if you've memorized 7th fret B, right, 9th fret C sharp, then you know in between B and C sharp you have B and C, right? So C is that 8th fret. F sharp, G, A, B, C, and now we're missing one more note here to basically complete that G major scale, or E minor scale, same thing. The 10th fret, which is the note D, right? D natural. So why don't we play that? We'll use half notes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like that. That'll be the timing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So now you essentially just played a scale, right? An E minor scale. We started on E and worked all the way up an octave. I think starting with notes and scales on one string is a lot easier to actually see the distance between the notes and sort of calculate where that is on the fretboard. Let's now look at the notes on the 5th string. Again, what we would consider to be the essential notes. So we're going to basically do C major now. The first string was G major or E minor. Those are actually the same exact pitches in those scales. It's just arranged in a different order. So now we're going to move to C major or A minor on the 5th string. We're going to start with the open note A, just like we did with the 6th string, right? And we're going to do the dots as well. So we have A, 3rd fret C, 5th fret D, 7th fret E, 9th fret F sharp, finally finishing at the 12th fret, the note A again. Now we're just moving up an octave. Let's do it a little bit faster tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, open, C, D, E, F sharp, 2, 3, 4, A. Good, now let's talk about the notes between the dots here. Again, the essential notes. We're going to need the notes B and F and G to complete the C major scale or A minor scale here. So let's go through those. We have A, 2nd fret B, and this is basically the same thing that we did on the 6th string. If you think about it, in G we needed that 2nd fret for the F sharp. Well, now in C we need the same thing. We need the 2nd fret, which is the note B natural. So 2nd fret B, 3rd fret C, 5th fret D, 7th fret E. Now we need that F natural, which is the 8th fret. It's right next to the F, right? Right next to the E. Good. 10th fret is going to be G, going up to the A. So let's try it as a scale. We'll do it with half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2nd fret B, C, D, E, 8th fret F, 10th fret G, 12th fret A. And that's really helpful, again, to be able to do that and actually say the pitches out loud. It can be really helpful to start working your way through there. The other thing that's important to remember, I think, is the relationship between these two strings now that we've focused on these. So now you should be able to find G very quickly on these two strings, right? G, G, C, G, C, B, G. Right? Like, that's a great way to actually start really memorizing this and doing that in time. It's just a helpful exercise. So in the next video, I want to show you how to use octave shapes to find all those notes that we previously talked about and be able to start learning them on the other strings as well. Remember, you can always book a private lesson with me if you're struggling to learn some of these concepts. Make sure to check out the Patreon as well to see these videos synced up with the tabs, get the downloadable PDFs, and also scale diagrams as well that you can print out for the visual aid. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next lesson.